But to go back to what you were saying about self-awareness is that how does the food that you're eating feel in your body?
Right.
Do you have energy? Like I was saying, not to dog out McDonald's because I did eat all fast food. It's just like that's the one that comes to my mind is what I started eating as a young child. But it's like I'm lactose intolerant,
Hmm.
but love cheese and love milkshakes. And it's just like, okay, but that's not going to work long term. And
Yeah.
so it really was having the awareness and then making the decision, okay, this isn't digesting well. Like
Hmm.
maybe we need to stop eating so much of it. It's not that you can never have it, but you're dealing with the repercussions of this for a day or two.
Yeah.
Pizza takes me a day or two to love it, have it on occasion, but it can't be part of your weekly meal plan. It's just not healthy for me to eat. I don't know whatever. I don't know if it's the cheese and the bread, the gluten combination, but it's just kind of like as much as you love it, you know that this is not getting through your system in an easy way.
Yeah, something that I do because also for me it's more of like bready things. I love a pastry, but now I'm gonna need a nap. Like I'm not gonna and when I it's not like you said, it's not like you can't have those things, but when you do have it, it's not that you're just having it for that moment. You're borrowing your future self's time and energy that it's
Uh-huh.
going to take for you to recover from that.
Yeah.
So it's like, how often are you willing to do that? And then if it is long term, like if it's long term, like you're borrowing that time for you to be living your life instead of trying to feel better from just that one thing that was eaten.
And the clearest explanation of that for me, and it's too complicated, I think, to try to communicate verbally, but learning about the dhatus and learning about how in Ayurveda it has it lined up how your body takes nutrients from the food that you're getting. And
Yeah.
for it to lay out like who gets the nutrients first in the chain and who gets the last, and how long it takes whatever you're eating to go all the way through the chain. And if you're not offering quality food up front, by the time you get to those lower dhatus, they don't have what they need to form whatever it is that they're trying to form, bone or muscle or whatever it is. And so it's just kind of like
Yeah.
that's a different way than an Eastern approach, in my opinion, is you put it in, it goes in your stomach, and then your body takes what it needs. The fact that there might not be what you need in the food never
Hmm.
really crossed my mind until thinking about it from the Ayurvedic approach. It's like, oh yeah, if what I'm putting in the beginning has no nutrients, it might have
Yeah.
calories, it might have fat, it might have fiber, but it has no nutrients. Then there's nothing to pull from. Like that was like a light bulb moment that made me at least want to be more
Yeah.
responsible about what was going in.
Yeah. Two things are coming to my mind as you're talking about this. One is that it's not just food that we're digesting, it's also experiences. And sometimes we're taking in like fast food of experiences that
Yeah.
I might say. So that's like, how are we spending our time or like, what are we consuming through our other senses
Yeah.
as well? Um, yeah. And then the other thing that came to mind is sometimes you're hearing like I'm hearing the datus and I'm trying to think of like how would a client take this in. Sometimes I think that people feel that eating healthy might be like a punishment, you know? So if they
Mm.
want to eat like if they want to eat pizza and now they're being told like, "Oh, well, it doesn't make me feel good." One, they know that it doesn't make them feel good. They just don't want to hear that. But two, it's also like, well, now I can't eat all my favorite things. Now I have to eat like rice and lentils and like that feels like a punishment. So like I think the motivation behind
Right.
why we're making changes is important as well because you know, eating a certain way or moving a certain amount during the time, like our day, are we doing that from a place of self-love and
Right.
appreciation or care, or are we doing it from a place of uh, the opposite? I think that is part of it too that I've seen, if I wanted to like eat better, do I want to eat better because I want to feel better or because I want to look
Right.
a certain way? And which one of those things is going to be more like have more longevity, is going to stick, you know?
And the feel better takes a while to process, not to dog out pizza because I do love pizza,
Yeah.
but so I can take lactate for the cheese part,
Right.
and in my mind that was solving it. It was like, okay, but really you're not digesting it
Yeah.
for a couple of days. When I eat lentils, when I eat kitchery, I'm feeling that going right on through my system. It's just kind of like nothing got stuck, nothing sitting. We're just going right on through. That this is taking a couple days and you're sleepier
Mhm.
and you're just feel more sluggish. Like there is a cost for a couple days of
Yeah.
eating that. Like the difference. Not that I eat kitchery all day, every day. Like that really is my fall thing. Like I don't eat that in the summer. But I think you have to try it and
Yeah.
experience it and feel the difference. Okay, yes, nobody wants to eat basmati and mung beans all day, every day, 3 meals a day. Like, and nobody's saying that you should, but it's just kind of like start paying attention to when you eat certain foods.
Mhm.
How much energy do you have? How does your digestive system feel? How long does it take everything to go through your system? Like, really just start like not the pleasure of the food, right? Because ice cream is another thing for me. There is an intense pleasure as it's in my mouth and as it's cool and as it's sweet. And I'm so happy when it's in my mouth. As it goes through my body, not so much. But it
Mhm.
really is taking the time to pay attention to how it's moving through my system and not just I think for me, comfort foods, the
Mhm.
comfort is in the initial eating. I
Yeah.
have to be honest with myself. It's not in how nourished or how satisfied or how well taken care of my body feels by the food. It
Mhm.
is truly that initial experience. And then you throw me with the experience part because I have a hard time selling that piece to people, like changing their what they do for fun, what they watch on TV,
Mhm.
like whatever the thing, what kind of music they listen to. I
Mhm.
have a hard to I don't I tend not to approach that, say it, but really not approach it because I feel like people are, no, this is what I do for entertainment or distraction. Like, don't mess with that. Like, what is your experience in trying to talk about digesting experiences?
I think that it's a different kind of hunger, and we're feeding it with the way that feels the easiest at that time. So if we don't have the energy to, or maybe it's not even about energy. Like for example, I love to go to the thrift store and like I have way too many clothes. I'm not doing it so much now, but when I took the time to sit with like why am I called to do this? Like, why do I enjoy this so much? I'm really looking for a, a type of expression or creativity. So, what's
Mhm.
behind that? So, if we're sitting down to watch TV, what are we looking for in that experience? Do we genuinely want to watch TV? Sometimes I don't know that that's the case. Maybe we're looking for rest.
Hmm.
Maybe we're looking for a laugh or, some kind of joy. So, can we get that somewhere else? Sometimes I think if we look at the qualities, like if we're looking for like a kind of sweetness, can we get that somewhere else? So,
Hmm.
what's behind that action
Hmm.
is,
And if there's something else that could offer the same feeling, the same experience without it being something that might cause you to be unbalanced.
yeah, exactly. So I think that can be more nuanced than food. Food might be a little bit more straightforward because people already have an expectation of food being healthy or food being the thing that creates health. But sometimes
Mhm.
we neglect the mind as a place of health. Um, I get like a lot of anxiety, or I'll get like, bouts of like low energy. So like the mental aspect is that is like a big part of the impact for me, or what I am drawn to.
Talk a little bit about that because we did Pitta and Kapha. We haven't talked about Vata and some of the anxiety that's associated with that dosha. Can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, it can show up differently for everybody. I get social anxiety. Like, I don't, some people might have the kind of anxiety where they're like, oh, like, I can't go on a walk by myself. Like, something bad might happen. Or, like, my mom, we'd leave, she'd be like, she'd call me, did I shut the dryer off? Is the stove off? I don't have that kind of anxiety. I have the kind of anxiety, like, did I say something weird and ruin that like social interaction? Was I like, did I make everyone uncomfortable? And I'll like kind of linger on that. So like whatever it is, but it's that like, it's that kind of like movement. My thoughts are going so much over whatever the worry is. Um, and then I'm no longer present. I'm caught up in this thought of either the past or the future. Like, what did I do in the past that is wrong or whatever, or like what might happen in the future that is like could go wrong, um,
Mhm.
rather than being present. So to me, it's like wherever our mind is going, it's kind of racing back and forth, but it's not here. So
Mhm.
what can I do to bring myself back to this moment? Um, and I think that is what is balancing for Vata because it's movement, it's up in the air. How can we bring ourselves back to the earth through.
Have you found something that helps you balance when when you recognize, okay, this is anxiety? Is there something that kind of helps settle and calm that you found?
Yeah, I need to breathe. Oftentimes I'm holding my breath and I'm clenching my jaw. I'm like clenching my teeth. So like pausing for a moment, one, recognizing that that's happening. I kind of do it like I try to approach a lot of things like a mindfulness meditation where you're like watching the breath. Like one, notice a thought comes up and then kind of bring your attention back to the moment without judgment that that just happened. So like, yeah, maybe I just freaked out. Maybe I was weird in that social interaction. Like, is that the end of the world? Like, no, and that moment is over. So bring myself back to the present, usually back to my breath or my body. There's that practice where you kind of notice like, you notice like what are like five things you can see, four things you can hear,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. Just engaging with the senses, I think, is what helps me.